Yeah, oops.
What was
Oh
that?
yeah. No, it's
What?
fine. I said live on my side.
Oh, you're checking on your phone?
Yeah, trying to see if it's up. Yeah.
Okay. How's it look?
Pretty much what we see here is what we see on the live, so not bad at all.
Okay, okay. All right then. So
We are decent.
we look actually decent.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, so we're gonna begin.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, all right. So today we're just gonna I don't know who's there or who is even watching because I didn't announce this to anybody, right?
Yeah.
I just sort of trying to break the streak that I have. It's been like 6 months since I posted anything,
Wow.
and I don't know what is the cause of it, but we're breaking that streak
Be
today.
being a doctor
The only
is the
streak you
cause
want to
of it.
break is the when you're in like a creative rut.
Yeah. No, but being a doctor is the cause of that streak.
I'm not hearing you. Check your mic.
Can you hear me now?
No. I think at the bottom there you should have a mic button.
Yeah, the mic is on. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? What happened here? Technical difficulties. What in the Can you hear me?
I still don't hear you.
What the
Oh wait, talk now.
Hello?
I somehow had you muted, or maybe you muted yourself.
No, because
Yes, because look
I
at.
I had muted myself earlier, but I already on mute.
But
So
I saw on the left side, you see where it says the speakers and thing.
yeah,
Your thing had a mute thing. I don't know how.
this is that this is
Everything go.
basically COVID once again with the remote learning and then people muting people randomly and yeah.
And then when everything goes wrong when you press the record button.
Yes, like for some like I'm like, the call was going good before the recording. Why all of a sudden audio problems?
I know, right? All right. So first of all, how are you?
Um okay, I guess. Alive.
You're
That's
alive.
that's the best answer right now. I mean, well, I'm good, but could be better.
Yeah. Well, I guess for those people who don't know who you are, maybe you could give a little brief introduction.
Okay, so this is the worst question to ever ask me because I'm horrible at introducing myself. But my name is Joshua Vernon. I am from Punta Gorda, Belize. I am currently a podcaster. Feels very odd to say that, but I am. I have a podcast by the name of Planet Josh, and that has been going on for about a year and a half, or a little bit more than a year and a half. I've known Danielle for quite some time. That's why I guess that's the reason why I'm here.
Well, there's another reason why you're here.
I mean, yeah, but that's the reason why I know you to be here.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty much it about me. Yeah, I could go on and on, but we leave it at that.
Yeah, because like thing is the reason why I feel like you're the perfect first guest for this possibly, you know, podcast, maybe video podcast in the future is because like I've been there from since you first started the podcast. I
Yeah.
remember I mean listening to the introduction and you were kind of like shaky, you didn't know what you were
Oh,
doing, and
shaky.
now I
Shaky isn't
think
the
you
word.
have now I think you have like more than 40, 50, 60, maybe, yeah,
No.
70, like
Yeah.
70 episodes,
Yeah.
and like that kind of thing is like very inspiring. So like that was like I need to talk to you. I need to find out what are your secrets?
Oh, got none.
So
But
yeah,
yeah.
like what made you wanted to start this podcast?
Okay, bro. So this is a long-ish answer, but I'll try to make it short. So basically, I had two friends, Caribbean Steve and Jeremy BZ, that had the
Yeah,
two teaspoons of Belize. And so when
yeah.
that started, like I always wanted to join it, but I didn't think about the remote side of it. They were mostly just doing whoever was in the area, the once in a while guest they would have. And I was fairly, well, I still am a more reserved type of person, hence the reason why my first episodes were very shaky to
Mhm.
begin with. And then, so fast forward through all of that, a year after their podcast came out, my girlfriend, she had a friend that has a podcast of his own, a Taiwanese guy.
Yeah,
And so his podcast was basically about, at that time, in talking to foreigners that would be in Taiwan or what's not and learn about their countries and all of that stuff. And so he had asked me to be a guest. And even so, I was very, you know, I was in between wanting to do it and not really because, like I said, being a reserved person, stepping out, even though it's just an audio podcast, it's still like, yeah, now I have to talk and then people will listen to me talk. And I don't know how I feel about that. But I guess based on the fact that it was a Taiwanese guy and more than likely outside of my girlfriend and a few of her friends that I met, no one that I knew would listen to it. So it would be all strangers. So it was like, you know what? Oh well, let's just do this. And then when the episode came out, I decided to listen to it. And I was like, oh, I don't sound too bad behind the mic, I don't sound too bad. And then I told my roommates, like, yo, let's make a podcast. Like in the spur of the moment. And eventually I was like, I don't know if I really want to do it with multiple people because what happens when we graduate, who takes control of it, who really takes control of where the episodes go now.
that's
And
true.
so then I decided, you know what, the best thing to do is to just do it on my own. Like, not to try to kick them away, but I'm sure I want to do this, but when you have too many people involved, it kind of gets a little bit chaotic along the way. So I decided, you know what, the best thing is to just do it on my own, but also have the help of another roommate. Well, one of them that I asked, but he likes to mess with audio, so he had all the equipment to use it. So he was down to not even be a part of it, just be in the background to help me get it started because he liked working on things like that. He liked trying to make beats
Hmm.
and just figuring out audio. So like it was a match made in heaven, if you want to put it like that.
Okay, because I feel like one of the main reasons why I haven't posted in a while is because like one of them is I'm tired of editing, to be honest. Like when I see a whole bunch of like footage or like whole bunch of audio, like especially if your podcast is like an hour long, and
Ooh,
then you're trying to like cut all the little awkward silences and stuff, and then it's like an hour you're
yeah.
flipping through, and I just like
And remember, that's an audio. That's an hour of audio. But when it
yeah,
comes to editing, it will take you longer because then you have to cut this out. Then you go back and listen to how it sounds now that you cut this out. And then if it sounds bad, you might have to add back in a little bit more space,
yeah.
so it's not like and then it's like
So like in the beginning, you had your friend help you cut your stuff.
yeah, literally did nothing. Like, well, I was there sitting with him. He
Mm-hmm.
would be the one that basically listened to it. I wouldn't really listen to it,
Oh, because
but
still uncomfortable with your voice.
yeah, I mean, I still am to an extent, but back then, plus because it was his computer and everything, and he would put on his headphones so he could pick up whatever little background noises to cut out. So I would just, he's at his desk, we're like right beside. He's facing this way, I'm facing that way.
Hmm.
So he would be there, I'll be around my desk, probably just watching something, be on my phone. And while he's listening, he's like, bro, listen to this. Passes me the headphones, plays it. He's like, what do you think? Do you want me to cut this out? Do you want to leave it in? But for the most part, he would listen to the complete episode, get rid of background noises if possible, um, cut out a lot of repetitive words when you're like, this, that, the mumbling, the heavy breathing if possible, the little
Yeah.
and all the little things he would just sit there and do it because like I said he enjoyed doing it. And I think it was like that for the first, I would say, 6 or so episodes,
Yeah.
5 6 episodes. And then eventually I was like, let me try this because he was busy one day. I was like, you know what, I have to figure it out eventually. So
So what do you use now?
um now,
Like what software are you using to cut your
very
stuff?
very the most basic one. Let's see if you can figure that out.
I think I already know.
Let's see.
Is it Audacity?
Yeah, Audacity. That's the most basic thing to use. Like, it's very easy to me. Like, I'm too lazy to go and learn something else. So I'm like, you
True.
know what? I already know how to get this done really fast in Audacity. I do this, do that. I already know what I want to change. Like, especially after a guest episode, I know, okay, what I want to do to make the volume this way, to do that. And I'm like, you know what? Sometimes I'm tempted to learn something else, like because I have a Mac, I'm tempted to learn how to do it on GarageBand, but at the same time, I'm like, ah,
True,
no,
true.
it's
Like
just very
like
simple.
thing with Audacity is it's functional, right? But it doesn't look very good.
No, no,
It
it's
looks
not the
like a
most,
program from like the
it's not the
1990s. Or
most visually pleasing program out there.
yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why like I probably don't use it. But then again, I still go back to it. Like even now, I go back to it to do like simple recordings
Yeah,
because
because
it's
it
yeah, it
makes
just
life
works.
easy.
It
You
just
just
works.
literally have to open it, add a track, and press record, and you're done.
Yeah.
There's nothing else you have to do. Well, for the
Okay.
most part.
Yeah, and then yeah, like you said, like for someone who just starting, Audacity is free, right? It's you know
Emphasis on the free because
true. We all start off with like negative.
I mean, to be fair, for the most part, I'm still just doing it with free programs.
Yeah. So no sponsors have come to you yet.
No, I'm just here sponsoring myself with my time and effort.
Not even some emails.
Bro, not really, because I feel like this is on me mostly. Like, I don't make a conscious effort to really push it out there. Most of the time it's just on my personal platforms. So whoever sees it will see it, but I don't go out of my way to, like, reach out to, like I've seen in the past, people reach out to different, like right here in Belize because it's small, they reach out to the different media houses, whether it's local or national or whatever, and
Hmm.
try to get on there to talk about something. Whereas I'm more like, you know what? I've taken the approach of the right people will gravitate towards it,
Yeah.
which makes it take longer to really get out there, but at the same time, I really and truly don't have the energy to really.
Yeah, like putting out stuff is one thing, but marketing it is another thing. Like sometimes I just feel like once you've made the video or made the podcast, you just upload it and then you have to go and promote it as well. That's like
That is honestly the most stressful side of it.
and like I see like you've made some very like interactive and cool like graphics.
Bro, those ones, like, many times I've thought about just deleting my Instagram profile for that because I'm like, man, first of all, you have to think about an episode idea.
Yeah.
Then you have to think about what is the post design gonna be. And in the past, I used to use this program Studio from GoDaddy,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't believe in using templates. So what I would do is I Google ideas of different posts, and then I see what I can take from so many different post designs and add it to my own. But now I realize, man, have to start working smarter. So I just really use Canva, and but I still don't use 100% what they have. I try to put my twist to it.
Yeah. Okay. You use
Yeah.
Canva?
Yeah. That's a lifesaver, bro, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. I've used it actually. Like, you know how like we have PowerPoint, right? I actually started using Canva to make PowerPoints. Imagine that.
I mean, I've had like classmates that use it, but I was never one to be like, Canva, let's nah. Used to use good old Google Slides.
Oh my god. No, the thing with Canva is like they have all kind of cool templates. Like,
Yeah,
PowerPoint have some, but have more. So
but there is a website that we use Slides Go to get
slides
template.
go.
Yeah,
Okay. But
yeah,
like I just find the ones in Canva nicer. It's just that you have to be online to make it,
yeah.
right?
That's the only problem. You have to be online, and like if you disconnect mid edit, they won't be saved, and then you don't know where it actually stopped auto saving for you because you literally don't know.
Okay. Okay.
But Canva for the win, always.
Canva.
Yeah, sponsor us, Canva.
Yeah, I would use it every day to be honest. Like I come from like using Photoshop and other stuff like that. Like really, I guess you could say like from scratch type of some stuff
Yeah.
versus like Canva is like you have your templates there, you got some good inspiration, and you just click and you just do it, right? And so like I don't know, I just been looking for ways to do things much more easier because creating is already hard itself and having to do all that unless you have a team, right?
Yeah, that's the only time I would say you use all those start from scratch programs because, well, of course you will end up with a better end product if
Hmm.
you really know what you're doing, but it takes too much time if you're a one man show.
That's true. So what do you think about like the podcast scene in Belize? Because I
Bro.
feel like I don't think enough people are listening to podcasts, though I don't know because no one just says, "Oh, I listen to podcasts," right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the thing, right? But based off of what I've like just different observations, I really feel like the it is very little. People do listen, but like let's say I'd say in our age range,
Hmm.
it's really low. I think it's like maybe like those in their early 30s, mid 30s, they're about. I'm just assuming, I could be very wrong, but I feel like based off of the people I know and the fact that like look at something as simple as music, right? For myself, I'm a person that listens to albums
Okay.
and then I pick out individual songs that I like from an album. But I think for the average Belizean, we don't really listen to albums that much. We listen to mixes.
Mm.
When you really think about it, like look at the guy Oso City. When he came to Belize, it's like,
Oh
oh
yeah.
wow, because Belizeans generally listen to a lot of mixes. Him, Puff, DJ Puffy, Private Ryan. Belizeans generally listen to mixes. I think it's because we don't like to be on something that will take too much time. We want to get to the hype. We want to get to the meat of it, and then we
Yeah.
go to something else. Just like with social media,
Attention spans are decreasing.
yeah, I mean, I can't shame anyone for it because my attention span is very lacking at times. But it is what it is. I think people in general they tend to just go for that short media,
Yeah.
something three less than 5 minutes and under, if possible, 10 minutes max. And so I feel like that's why podcasts aren't really a thing here in Belize. And now because like everything is back to quote unquote normal in Belize, when you're going from point A to point B, most people don't have to travel that far for work.
That's true. Commute times aren't that long. Unlike Taiwan, I'm probably sure commute
Yeah,
times are longer.
at least if you go to certain places, you probably will maybe go out for like 20, 25, 30 or more. For the average person, might be more 30 minutes or more. But in Belize, if you work in the town or city, that you live in, your commute to work is at max 10 minutes, I feel. So
Yeah.
by
So
the time you leave home, you start up a podcast. By
you
the
can't
time you
finish
get
it.
through the by the time you get through the intro, you're already at work.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's what I find, like, because I used to listen to a lot of podcasts, but nowadays it's like, where do I fit it, in my day? Either
yeah,
like it's only like I can only listen to it when I'm probably showering or, you
same.
know,
It happens. It happened to me ever since I got back to Belize. It's because it feels like you don't have the time. Because podcasts usually are things you listen to when you're doing something or going somewhere. But from here to the store,
5 minutes and then 5 minutes walk back. And
and then when you get into the store, you'll probably interact with people. So, it's not like you're gonna just keep your headphones on 24/7 in Belize, because
no,
we are a very social society, in my opinion. Like, you walk down the street, hey Daniel, long time no see. Oh yeah, and then you end up talking for maybe 5 minutes, and then you walk another distance. It's the same thing. So
yeah, okay. So what is like? How long does it take you to edit like a average podcast episode? I think your episodes are usually like around 30 minutes,
yeah, they're
give or
about.
take.
I would honestly say, for if we go based on the average 30 minutes, I'd say maybe like an hour the most, and that's with like getting rid of noise, cutting out different stuff, just making the final product, uploading it to my podcast host and everything, and get it out of the way. Maybe an hour,
An hour.
but that depends on what I do while recording,
So like what? Like what's the worst case scenario?
bro. Hours, maybe like 2 hours for that 30 minutes, depending on like when you think back and you're like, man, I said this later. I should have said this right after I said this part. So then you have to go, you listen to the episode, you cut out that piece, you have to find that piece and see how it blends in. And then you have to be all over like, it's happened to me before where, like, I've had this one episode, literally,
Hmm.
like, the beginning and the end stayed, and everything in the middle got mixed up when I had to edit.
Oh God.
Well, because when we were talking, we were mixing it up. So editing time, I had to go and make it make sense. So the biggest thing when it comes to editing is making sure you have a plan before
Mm,
you start recording, and you do your best to stick to that plan so you have less work later on.
that's true. That's true. Like I noticed we do have like podcasting has been getting more, I guess, popular or like common, right at the beginning. But I don't. I've seen like I noticed that you are probably one of the only survivors, if we put it that way, because you like you've been super consistent. You do an episode what every Saturday,
Well, like, while I
almost
was
every
in
Saturday.
Taiwan, it was
Yeah.
like every Saturday for the most part. But since I got back, because I feel like Belize is not conducive to podcasting, whether it's listening or recording,
What do you? Oh yeah, yeah. But I
I've
see. Go ahead.
I've changed it to two every other Saturday.
Okay. Because I noticed like it depends, because um do you know I think you probably have to learn about mics, right?
What's that?
You have to learn about microphones. Like there's different types
Oh
and
yeah,
there's
yeah, yeah,
different
yeah,
like
yeah.
so like the one I have here now, because I used to have a condenser mic, and then this is
Same.
a yeah, and then this one is a dynamic, right? The basic difference is like the condenser mic is more open, like it records everything, all your background. But a dynamic is more like those radio ones where you have to be really close. Because see, if I go off to the side, you can't really hear me anymore.
Yeah, like I can hear you, but it's like you sound distant.
Yeah, and so one of the benefits of having this dynamic mic that you have to be really close is I could have the fan next to me now, and it doesn't really. You can still kind of hear it, but you it's not. It's really less. Like with a condenser, you can't really have the.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like to be honest, I have a little old AC in my room, but when I record, I usually take it off because, like, I'm very, very, very picky when it comes to my editing, and so
Mhm.
like I will still hear that little bit.
Yeah, like
The
a little
average,
rumble.
the average person will not hear it, but because I'm hearing it, I just take it off. And many days I'm recording in heat.
Yeah.
I'm
I
sweating in here.
I can't do that right now. Right now I have the AC on and a fan, and with this mic, it just doesn't pick it up that much. So I think it's like a you have to weigh the pros and cons. Do you want to be hot and have good audio, or do you want to kind of get okay audio and but stay cool?
Yeah, it's a problem. And then like I don't know, man, in Belize. And because, yeah, I could go and be like, oh, I'll open the window and maybe some air comes in. But no, the street I live on is a dusty, beat up street.
Hmm.
And so any car that passes by, or especially like those pickup trucks, you will hear the when they're driving on the street.
Oh yeah.
My neighbors next to me have kids, so you might hear a baby crying at times. You might hear dogs barking. So it's like, man, I guess the good audio in heat is my only option.
Because I think thing is sometimes I feel like people like that imperfection because it makes you more authentic. Because I actually had a video once on YouTube, and one of them a person commented. They said, "I love how you have like chickens and stuff in the background because it makes the video like feel more real, like more human." And I was like, "Oh, really?"
I mean, that's
You know, I'm cussing out because like every time I want to record, I hear like the rooster because I
and
used
then
to
with
live.
a
Yeah, I
with
used
a
to live.
condenser mic. Ooh,
No, it wouldn't work. So I'm glad I got this one. So yeah, so yeah, that's kind of like my plan with like this mic is just doing more of podcasting or more live streaming, less editing.
no more chicken.
Yeah, true. No more chickens.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to get into. The hardest thing is being consistent.
True. So how have you seen yourself evolve? Because you did
Um,
70 something episodes. That's like a evolution.
Mostly just my ability to speak without worrying too much about what I say. Because when you just start off, it's like you're very cautious and when you're super cautious, you make more mistakes because you're gonna be like, okay, I try not to mumble, I try not to do this, I try not to do that. And then you end up doing the same thing, and then when you're conscious of it, you start doing it more and more and more. So just being more comfortable speaking is one. Um, and then also just, having more confidence in terms of what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And also for my guest episodes, I think I've done a better job at interviewing them because I've had a couple episodes in the past where I listened to them and I'm like, I,
Uh
I
yeah.
could have asked this after they said that, or maybe that wasn't a good enough question to ask. And like I have this one person that I know that usually gives me feedback on it, and he was like, I think this wasn't one of your better episodes. And I appreciate the honesty
Yeah.
because he's someone that's always like, oh, bro, that was a really good episode, as always. And so when I know he's like, that wasn't your best interview, I'm like, okay, I know he's not just being a hater, if you want to put it like that,
Yeah.
because he always compliments the podcast. So I know, okay, this is a genuine feedback. And to be honest, that one episode, whenever I have a guest episode, that one
Mhm.
episode is like, man, please let's not have another one of that. Please let's not have another one. And I hate it because I wish I could have done a better job with that guest. But that's another part of like doing any content, I believe. And I got this from Leon, well, aka Caribbean Steve,
Yep.
is that once it's finished, just just move on from it, because if you think too much about oh, going back, I wish I go back to do this, and redo that. You just have to just realize that, okay, you're done with this specific project or episode or whatever it is. You move on to the next one, and that's where you can fix those problems.
Yeah, definitely. Because I feel like that is also something like like perfectionism and making sure that everything is good before you actually, you know, send it out there. Um, what are some like tips and tricks for people who you like are thinking of starting a podcast?
Just record, but at the same time, first of all, it comes down to what you have to record.
Do you think gear is that important? Like, do we need a mic like this or like the mic that you have before you start?
No, 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 you don't. But just make sure you're not recording directly from a phone mic, or like, depends on your phone too, because if your phone isn't all that good, your audio is going to be horrible.
Kind of scratchy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just make sure you're able to be, how to say, you're understandable. That's
Yeah.
one. Make sure your environment is good enough, as quiet as it can be for the most part, because like I said, here in Belize, everyone has a yard. Well, most people have.
Everyone, yeah,
You have might
everyone
have
is next
dogs,
to cars.
cars. The street is right there. Dogs might be in the, either you're in your neighbor's yard or your own. So try to find that one spot in the house that is kind of quiet enough to record, and just do something that you enjoy talking about, because if you don't like what you're talking about, it's going to be horrible.
Okay. Do you have any like funny stories? Like one funny event or that happened while you were podcasting, or like some mistake that you did that just like
Bro, you
ruined
know,
your day?
um, man, okay, okay, I got one. So there was this, one time when I was at my school dorm, I'm recording. I usually record in the common room where the couches are. And so I was out there one night. The whole time it's quiet, right?
Yeah.
Nobody is coming in. No one is coming by the elevator. No one is coming to the fridge. Nothing. As I press record, I'm literally like 5 minutes into recording an episode with a guest. So that makes it even worse.
Also, you guys are sitting next to each other in the common area.
No, no, no. A remote guest. And so
Oh, remote guest. Okay.
And so we're there, and then next thing you know is, all of a sudden they decide they want to clean that part of the dorm. And before they even start cleaning, they're out there talking super loud. I'm like, bro, why are you guys doing this now? And then I'm like, you know what?
Did you
Sorry,
stop it?
guys. Yeah, I had no choice, because plus they were gonna ask me to move so they can clean that specific spot at one, like, eventually, and so that had to be rescheduled. Oh, and I also had to redo an entire episode one time with a guest.
Yeah. Like you finished it?
We finished it, I already started editing it, and I'm like, the audio is horrible.
Like how horrible? Describe that, what horrible is.
Like, very grainy. Um, I guess the connection wasn't the best, so a lot of breakups in the call.
Mm.
And so I had to hit my guest up and be like, bro, do you mind recording once again? He's like, yeah, sure, no problem. So thank God. But the second go around isn't the same effect, because I'm asking the same questions for a second time.
Yeah, and then they already kind of know ish
They
what.
are, they already know, and then two, they're indirectly trying to remember the answers they gave the first time.
So what happened in the end? You kept the second one?
I kept the second one; it came out good, but it just wasn't that. It just didn't have the feel the first time had.
Okay. So if you had to make a decision like that again, like let's say like the first take was so good, it just sounds kind of below average. Would you keep it?
I mean, to be honest, I
Like
recently,
just upload it, because like let's say that one was like just the most perfect one ever. It just sounds kind of weak.
honestly,
Would you just leave it?
honestly, I
Because we can
recently
hear,
did
we
that.
can understand what you're saying. It's just might not sound as nice, like.
Yeah. I recently did that, to be honest. My most recent episode, I put myself on blast here. My
Uh-huh.
most recent episode, it wasn't the best audio from my guest, and it's understandable. There are a lot of variables that I cannot control.
Yeah,
But
especially if you're recording through like you record through Zoom or something like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
for the most part, my audio is always good because, of course, it better be good with the setup. Because if it's not, that's a problem. And then, so, but like with my guests, it wasn't the clearest audio. Some parts you have to really listen, but I'd say 90% of it is clear. Just that, like I said, a little bit grainy and stuff like that. It's not the most crisp audio, which is understandable.
Yeah, because like you can't expect everybody to have like the setup that we have
Yeah,
here.
yeah, that's the thing, right? But I was like, you know what? The episode had to go out. One, the content
And
is what
yeah,
matters. Two,
yes.
and if people really want to listen to it, they will disregard that audio problem.
Yeah. Though I think there's a limit to that though. Like
Yeah.
if you watch a video with like really bad audio, I don't think I could continue it.
No, no, no. To be fair, there are a lot of not a lot, but there have been a couple episodes that I tried to give a listen to, but then the audio was like, yeah, I can't really go through this all the way because it really is hard to understand. And you're like, I have headphones in, I have them on 100% volume,
Hmm. Hmm.
and then I'm still like, what did they say here? What did they say? You know,
So, do you like more in person type of podcasts or like remote? Like, which one have you been doing more? You would say.
to be honest, out of my guest episodes, which have been like maybe like 20 or I don't even know the number, but I've only had like what, three that weren't remote
Really? Yeah,
because
three in person.
one was one of my friends. So I went to his house and we just set it up and we talked because I had a condenser mic. So that made life easier. When it's two people with one mic, a condenser mic is perfect because,
Yeah, not a dynamic.
yeah, dynamic will not work. Um, and then the second was, if I'm not mistaken, the second was with my girlfriend. And then the third was with my roommate before he left Taiwan. So those are the only three guest episodes that were not remote. All the rest have been remote.
Okay. All right.
Because because like for me, right, I don't really have a set place. I lived in a dorm and I cannot take strangers up there unless you can
Oh.
only enter if you live in the dorm.
Oh.
And then two,
Is that why you do like? Well, I guess that's not why, but like you did it outside your dorm.
well, no, it was still in the dorm just outside of my room.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. And then a bunch of the guests weren't in the same location as I was. So like especially with a bunch of them being in Belize and I was in Taiwan. So I was like, you know what? Remote is the way to go because well, despite being in Taiwan for so many years, most of the people that I know that are doing things are mostly in Belize or located outside of Taipei, to say the least. And so well, I just had to do what I had to do. Especially with a couple of the people being like strangers to me in a sense. Like I
Yeah.
didn't know them personally. So to be like, hey, can I pull up to your place to record? It's like,
It's a bit
no.
weird.
Yeah, you know?
Okay. And then like speaking of setups, how much does your setup like cost?
Um, let me
Like what kind of
see.
mics are you using? What kind of gear do you use to make your podcast episodes?
So in the past, I had a really cheap setup, right? First of all, it was free with my roommate's equipment.
Yeah, at the
and that was for
beginning.
a
Yeah.
while. Then I transitioned to the like a cheap USB condenser mic. Well, it wasn't so cheap, but because one of my friends, her brother-in-law had left it in an apartment, and she was required to just sell certain stuff, like just get rid of them because they moved. She sold me it for like less than 20 Belize.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, nice. All I had to buy was the arm and a what you call it?
Windscreen or
Yeah, that
pop pop socket or
no
no
not
pop
pop sock,
filter. A
pop
pop.
filter. Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know, as a pop socket.
a pop filter. So it didn't really cost me much, but then
Is that
transitioning.
is that what you're using now?
No, I wish. Um,
Oh, what happened
transitioning
to it?
to, well, I still have it, but I was like, you know what, time for an upgrade, especially
Mm,
because my surroundings became too loud.
okay, all right.
So now I have a Rode Pod mic.
Oh, wow, fancy.
Yeah, I had to go big or go home. Um, I don't see myself investing in something else at all unless I invest in a second one eventually. So this was like 100 US.
And then it looks like you're using an XLR, the fancy
Yeah,
cable. So that means you have an interface too, no?
yep. I have
Yeah.
what is the brand? Presonus?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, I
audio
heard about that.
box,
I heard about them.
which is also like another 100 US. Um, but those are the two most expensive things. Then the XLR cables are like what 10 US on Amazon, so I got one for like that. And then the headphones were like maybe like 30 US. They're about,
Hmm.
and I eventually had to buy like a mic boost because the audio interface wasn't the best for this mic.
Oh, like it wasn't giving it enough power.
Yeah, it wasn't getting enough power. Like it doesn't, like, dynamics aren't supposed to need power, but based on this interface, it wasn't working. Like I could put the gain really high, but then it
Hmm.
would also gain like you start to get a hissing song when it went too high.
Yeah,
So then I got this little thing that is like a bridge between the XLR and the
I guess it boosts the
boost.
volume
Yeah,
or
big time. So I'd say in total, I probably spent like 250 to something thereabout US. So like 500
yeah.
Belize. Yeah.
Okay, not that bad. Because this one is like from Samsung. It's like here. See,
Okay.
you already can't hear me when I'm over here.
Samsung or Samsung?
No, Samsung. So like
Okay. Yeah,
SAM
that was the brand of
SON.
my little
Your previous
condenser.
mic?
Yeah.
Okay, because this sounds pretty good, and it has like USB and XLR,
Ooh.
so like you can change. So like this would you could connect it to your phone and thing and use it, or if you have an interface, which I don't have, so I just saving that for
You
later.
okay.
But guess how much this costs?
Like 50 US.
Yeah, you're right.
Really?
Yeah, only 50 US. And then guess how much my headphones cost?
Like
I bought it with this so that I could like monitor.
probably like 20 US.
No, it was $10, 10 US,
Shit.
and it sounds pretty decent. Like I think cheap things are getting good, right?
Yeah.
And
Like
then
you see, simple as that. Like what? That's what.
that's $60 for this
Yeah.
whole setup, and you don't need an interface. You don't need no booster, no.
Yeah. I took this route because I'm looking like big picture if I need to get more mics and I have to plug it in and
Yeah,
you know.
true. Because with USB, you can't put two USB mics in a computer, and then you won't know which one to choose. That's why
Yeah, like
XLR exists. Yeah,
yeah, like when you go to like look like even as simple as Audacity is, it won't work.
yeah,
So
yeah. With USB, no, you won't know which one.
so that's why I had to take the expensive route, unfortunately. But
Yeah,
I'm not upset about it. I'm a little bit jealous now that you're like, I spent $60 on this. I'm like, damn.
yeah. And I mean, I could show you the link for it, but like it's pretty good, and like it has XLR. So then, if I wanted to, I could buy more, and
Yeah,
then
true.
yeah, and then for build out it if I want to later on,
I don't know. I just felt like this just gave me I don't know what it was.
a platform.
Like the aesthetic of this mic too just makes you
True,
feel like okay, I'm
true.
doing.
Your mic does look cooler than mine.
I mean, but hey, cool versus price. I'll take price.
You take price. No, it's cool because then now, like, if I wanted, like, let's say to do a physical podcast with you later, I just bring my mic because it has XLR, and then
True.
it has two of them. So
So at
yeah,
least I have the interface set for us,
yeah,
so we
yeah.
good.
And this thing even comes with the cable, the XLR cable.
Damn.
Yeah, wait, right now I think I could show you because trying to be interactive. Let's see if that works. Trying not to reveal too much. Not that there's anything you can see it, right? Mm.
Yeah. Now it's loading.
Oh wait, oops. Yeah, Samsung.
What's his city? I can't see the city.
Oh, yeah. This mic here is probably like I think if you want secondary mics in the future, like you can have that mic you have now and just buy like a couple of these.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And I think they even have like, see, this is only 50 that, and it sounds good. It seems to be working good, and I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah,
And then
not bad, not bad.
I think there's even a bundle. Is this
To
like,
be
this one too? Like, see the podcasting kit. I think it comes with. Remember, it comes with all this, like the headphone, the stand, and the mic for $115.
not bad. I mean, to be fair, mine the biggest thing is because I have to get the interface. That
Yeah,
but
but you will need, like, for me, I'm just one person, so I think I'm okay with USB for now. But definitely, if you want to like build it out, you will need the XLR, which I like
yeah.
because this has the two of them.
And I guess the biggest thing was because I wanted this mic. I don't know what it was about this mic that was
I,
calling me.
I mean, Rode is a reputable brand.
Yeah, and so I was like, you know what? To get this, I have to get that. So I get it out
Yeah.
of the way one time. So for future, whatever I need to add, I already have the foundation. So, but you're making me feel a little bit bad on the low.
Well, I mean, now that you should think of it as now you know, so when you build it out, you no longer need to buy that one
Oh
to
yeah,
buy
this
this
is this
one.
is this is
And
only
how do I
gonna be for
sound? I
me.
sound okay, right?
No, you sound pretty good. So
Yeah, I sound
yeah,
okay.
I might actually get a second mic sooner than I was planning to. Now that
Yeah,
I'm
you could buy
looking at this
two for
one,
the price of one Road.
you know, and then I
And
could have
build
two
out.
guests at the same time. Hey,
Yeah, and then with this like live streaming thing, you could have up to 9 people up on my
and
screen at the same time. So you could have these big.
does does this one come with the mic stand as well that you have?
Yeah, no, if you buy it, like, okay, I need to go back to the right now. Give me a sec. Where is it? Okay, if you buy the regular one, which is this one, it comes with this little thingy, this makeshift tripod thingy.
Okay,
See, it comes with this. This is like the regular one with nothing.
can it
So
go
if you
higher than that?
no,
Or that's the only problem.
no, but what you could do is you could
Angle
get
it.
a no, you can get a cheap tripod and hook it up to the bottom. You see, at the bottom, these feet they can actually twist and come off.
I thought
And
you were gonna just like the broke in me was thinking get some books and put it under.
that too, that too. I actually have a book on top to get my laptop to a to a good height.
You see? Well,
But they had this bundle. I can't find it here anymore.
But
Like
either
you
way,
would.
you see, it's very
Mhm.
easy for like a beginner to find a cheap way to get into it.
Yeah, definitely. You don't need that much, right? Because I can like the dream mic is definitely a sure
Ooh, SM, yeah. Ooh,
SM7B. This 300 and I.
no, no, no. That is
But
too far ahead.
but the funny thing is, I feel like these cheap ones, they sound like 90, like I feel like almost 100% there though.
Yeah, I mean,
Like I'm not audiophile, so like the sound sounds good. It sounds deep. It sounds, full.
even in an audio file, I believe would be good enough as well. So
But yeah, like definitely you don't need that much to get
that's why this
started.
is this is my end game here. To hell with the shore.
Yeah. So like what's the future? What do you have in store?
Well, I'm slowly trying to trend.
Or are you like going with the flow? Or
A
do you,
little
or
bit
do you
of
have
go
a
with the
plan?
flow, a little bit of go with the flow, but at the same time, I want to try to get into video podcasting more.
Oh yeah.
However, that is a problem when I do episodes by myself because it feels, first of all, when I'm recording by myself, I make some of the weirdest facial expressions. Like
Like
honestly, I'm possessed when I record by myself
oh true.
because you have to keep yourself entertained. You have to keep yourself kind of hyped to keep it moving along. Because if
Yeah,
you're not,
because mhm.
you're just gonna be like, yeah, and so this happened. You have to kind of like boost yourself up to actually bring that energy into the episode.
Yeah, it's because like when you don't have video on you, you can do anything you want, right? You
Yeah,
can
you
like
don't you
be
don't care.
upside down, you could be lying on the on the
You could
ground.
you could you don't even have to make yourself look decent. You could record
Yeah,
however you want to
you don't
be.
even have to wear clothes.
I don't really do that part, but but like the video part is very hard because I don't like seeing myself like I like seeing myself in pictures and everything, but I don't like being in front of a video talking.
Yeah.
It's very different. Now, if I have a guest, it makes life easier because you're with someone else. You're how to say, you don't really care that much about it. So, like right now, I'm transitioning into doing a video, like at least with guest episodes through the remote setup.
Yeah. You can even use this one right now.
Yeah, and so like things like that, I'm able to do that remotely and have a video with them. So at least now that I started my YouTube channel for the second time,
Yeah.
now I can actually have videos on there. In the past, I started and I uploaded every single episode. But at that time, I was only at like 40 or 50. So I had the energy to do so.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, I can't maintain having a YouTube channel right now. So when I decided to start up a YouTube channel again, this time I was like, I am not going to upload every episode. Sorry. YouTube is just going to get from here forward because to take the time out to take audio from 70 something episodes,
Yeah.
put it into a video file and upload is way too much time. And the
Exactly.
last time I did it was because I was in quarantine from COVID, so I had all the time in the world.
You had all the time in the world.
So
But
yeah, I'm just
yeah, I feel like I mean, yeah, like the editing, like I feel like if you just do like your video podcast like through this, like what we're doing right now, then once it's on you, like this goes directly to YouTube, right? And then you can just take the audio from that and then edit it if you want, or just post it directly to
true,
your thing. So I feel like you can make YouTube be where it is in first, and then it goes to different podcasts. Because I plan on using this a lot more.
true.
Like I just hate the editing process. I want to hire somebody to
I
do
mean,
that.
if
To be
if I
honest.
had the time to edit between recording and release date, I don't have a problem. I take my time, I sit down and I relax. But if I'm pressed for time, it is very stressful. But I still don't trust someone else to edit because I'm like, what if they don't edit it the way I want to edit? What if they keep this in and I would want that out? What if they delete something I would want to stay?
Yeah.
It's like, is there anyone out there that will?
I mean that's why if they do it, then you could review it, right?
Yeah, but then it's like defeats the purpose because what if there's a lot of things I'm like, what then because you're not aware of what got deleted
Mm.
because you're only getting the finished product now.
Yeah, but I mean, if you yeah, true.
And
But
then
like, let's say
after
you
you
listen to
record,
it and it sounds good, and you're like, I like it, and then
yeah,
or
oh
what? I know what you should do. You should still edit on your own, right?
yeah, the
But
first
then
time edit my own and let them edit and then compare the two.
exactly. So let them edit, give them the raw thing, and then you edit on your own, and then you see how they do and how it matches up to you, and then
Yeah,
you could give pointers so that they if they make mistakes, well, that is just a draft there, right? You don't have to
yeah,
actually use it, but you can listen to it.
makes sense, makes sense.
But yeah, definitely in the future, once I'm making more money, I'm definitely not editing anything.
Let me put it like this: definitely in the future, if I'm making when I'm making money, not when I'm making more, when I'm actually making, because right
Yeah.
now it's $0. But when you're doing it without money involved, you actually enjoy it more, and I think you do a better. You get to learn to do it better because there's no incentive. There's no while money is an incentive to do it, it also brings pressure
That's true. I
because
mean,
then you have to have a certain standard that you need to meet, or else whatever sponsors might decide, okay, we won't sponsor you anymore.
true. And it depends on like what you're speaking about too, right? Some
Yeah, so
they don't want to associate with certain topics.
like this guy that I watch a lot, I forgot his name. Oh, Johnny Harris.
Oh, I love Johnny Harris.
Yeah, I watch. So I
And
could watch his videos. Just sometimes I just don't have the time to sit down and watch.
yeah, because his videos are kind of long, like
25,
but
30. Sometimes they're like under 20 or 10.
yeah. But I do love it. Love his videos though.
But
Like
he has a
they're like
bunch.
documentary
Yeah,
style.
top quality too. But because some of them based on the topics, he's like, I don't have a sponsor for this video,
Mhm.
which
Sounds like
in
you're uh
it's very understandable because let's say you're talking about a very controversial topic that is very sensitive in this moment. I do not want to have an association to that. While I may share the same views as you, as a business, sometimes for your business, you want to be just neutral and not let your views be shown outright.
yeah.
And it's bad in a way because you're supposed to be genuinely yourself. You're supposed to express yourself. But at the end of the day, we're thinking money, and money comes with you walking a tightrope in certain things.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So I guess I feel like I'm not sure how long we've been recording because this doesn't tell me what how long it has been recording, and I don't know if you have anything you need to do later.
I'm getting on the hunger side.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, anything you want to like anything you want to leave before
Well,
like
this is for you.
yeah
Now that you have a mic, right? You have a
yeah
mic. You spent less money than me. Damn. But now that you have the mic, right? And you have a good enough setup to do it, just do it. Like set a timetable that is manageable. Hence the reason why I changed from a week to 2 weeks,
yeah
because I
I'm
realized that
uh
it's not possible to do every week anymore, at least not right now. So if it's like for you, just because you're busy with everything you have going on, like being a doctor, like I said, big people
yeah
things.
yeah
Because you're already pressed with time on that, maybe set yourself to do something like once a week. I mean, once a month or once every 2 months if you have to, just to get a start on it. But I'd say once every 2 months is a little bit too gapped.
yeah like definitely I want to do start this like I guess because I haven't been posting anything at all, and I think the reason is because I used to make videos about Cuba, and I've been meaning to like do an update video, but every time like it comes to it, I was like, what am I doing? You know?
And like if you want to do an update video, right? Because you do videos, you could do a little thing about it today. Next week you do another little piece. The next following week you do another aspect of whatever your update is going to be, and
Yeah,
then there you have it.
but yeah, definitely. I think I'll be transitioning more to like stuff like this, like talking to people. Interesting people, kind of like what you're doing. Talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't try to come for my people, or else I'm coming for you. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's still though. Like, there's enough space for everybody. I think.
No, there's a lot of space. Too much space, especially in Belize. The space is too vacant.
Yeah, and then you need to start marketing yourself more. Get that Pelican sponsorship or Marie Sharps.
I don't, I don't want no sponsors dictating what I do,
No, I don't think. I don't think. At
or,
least
or, or be like, okay, we don't want
with
to sponsor you because of this.
I mean, at least with Marie Sharp, I don't think there's much to like. They'll say, "Oh, make sure do this
You
and
know,
that in your video. Make sure you put Marie Sharp in your background."
no problem. I could hold a bottle of pepper right now if you want when I'm recording. I could be like this and just talk.
But yeah, like definitely
Yeah, bro.
don't stop making
Yes,
your
and
podcast.
and start.
Yeah. So like, how long like you've seen like Caribbean Steve recently? A long time in yesterday.
It's been some weeks, bro. Hard to come by. Busy guy.
Yeah, yeah. I realized because they haven't their podcast is a bit
Yeah, been
standstill for now.
been been waiting on that for a while now. I got no comments. Got no
Yeah,
comments.
yeah,
I already gave them my comments.
yeah. Okay.
But oh, before I go to the
Uh
people
huh.
that do listen, go ahead and follow my Instagram page at underscore planet Josh underscore.
Yeah. Right now, I'm gonna bring it up
There you
somehow.
will be able to stay up to date on whatever is going on, whatever new, and like Daniel just had there the YouTube channel as well. So yeah,
As you can see, this behind the scenes. Still trying to figure out what's going on here. Okay. See,
man.
I have all your stuff. I have all your stuff here. So let's see. So I got your Twitter page,
Oh yeah. Even though sometimes I forget I have Twitter.
and then you have your Instagram page. Oops, I should hide this. Anyway, yeah, underscore planet Josh underscore.
Yes.
Yeah. So I
Everything you
guess
need to know is right there.
your Facebook page.
Forgot about that.
You forgot. Yeah, I don't use Facebook that much anymore.
Yeah, just have it just because people still use it, so doesn't hurt to just have it there. But
Be-
basically, for the people that if you have Instagram and you follow Instagram, it's basically the same content you will see on Facebook. So
yeah,
it's
just
up
some
to you.
people don't use Instagram. Some people don't use Facebook. So it's like,
Don't know what you do. And then well, that link is available on all of those different um platforms. I have the
platforms.
link. So yeah.
Yeah, I actually haven't listened to your latest one yet. I think I'll do that later.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Actually, right after this.
Okay, sounds good.
But yeah,
But
I
yeah,
think
bro.
that's it. I think that's
Thank you
it.
for having me here for this inaugural test run.
Yeah. Definitely. It's been fun. I feel like we need more conversations because it's like
Yeah.
everyone's always just texting, but like texting is like, not the
Texting is just
same.
very minimal. And even with the long text, it's still not the same because you don't get the emotion, you don't get the right tone out of the message,
Yeah.
easily misinterpreted. So yeah.
I think it's nicer, just to speak in person.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, Thank you for coming, spending time. Big Friday night. You're probably going.
Got
You
nowhere to
know.
go.
Yeah,
Just go to find food, and that's about it.
yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna eat right now. No idea.
Yes, a problem.
All right then.
But
I don't know
yeah,
who is watching. Maybe nobody, because I don't see any comments on this little thing on the side. But it will be there to watch afterwards. I
yes,
guess. I guess everyone is out
yeah, doing things that we're not doing.
doing
So,
doing things. All right. All right.
all right. Well, take care, bro.
Yeah, man.
Peace.